Suijin. I have jumped the highest towers. I have journeyed the snowiest coasts. But still, nothing compares. The open spaces, the high skyboxes, the unsuspecting maggots. There is nowhere I'd rather be but here. Today I will teach you how to ride the sky and rain fire on your enemies. I am your host. And this is the ultimate beggar jumping guide in Suijin. First, we need to connect to a casual game. Oh. Damn it! But first... learning how to use the Beggar's Bazooka effectively can be really challenging. But if you already took the time to learn basic rocket jumping, you only need to make a few changes to your jump, and you can be pretty effective with this weapon. For this build, you have to have the gunboats equipped, or else you will suffer too much self-damage. You can use any melee weapon. I prefer to use the escape plan because it improves your walk speed when on low health. A good way to retreat once you run out of ammo. When using the stock launcher, you already have 4 rockets ready to go. After using all of them, you have to reload, and the cycle continues. The Beggar's Bazooka works the opposite way. It doesn't have any ammo to start with. To do a basic attack, you have to hold left click to preload 1 to 3 rockets, and then release left click to unload them in quick succession. You can execute up to 6 types of jumps with this weapon. To do a basic jump, hold left click, preload 1 rocket, jump, crouch, aim, then release. You can use 3 rockets to jump, using the first one to jump and using the leftover rockets for attack. A basic jump is similar distance-wise to a stock rocket launcher jump. Preloading beyond 3 rockets makes the rocket explode on your face, dealing knockback and self-damage. This is called an overload. And the knockback induced by this explosion can be used to your benefit to perform useful jumps. The overload jump is a special jump using the overload mechanic. This is done by jump, crouching, and aiming between each overload. This is a more advanced jump, but with practice you can get the timing right. To do an overload jump, just preload 3 rockets as you would. Jump, crouch, aim before each overload, release if needed. Overload jumps cost 22 health per overload, not counting fall damage. This build makes use of jumps to quickly get around the map. Avoiding fall damage at all times is paramount. When landing on their base or your base, try your best to land on the roof of the spawn door. This will break your fall. For someone who doesn't need walls or floors, you also benefit from it. Performing basic jumps next to walls will greatly increase horizontal speed and distance. To avoid fall damage, you can opt to jump more horizontally than vertically. You can also try landing in water when falling from roofs to mitigate fall damage as much as possible, as fall damage happens more often than you think. Taking non-stop overload damage for too long is not advisable and is hazardous to your health. This is not medical advice. Now that I've taught you how to jump, now I'm going to show you where to go, maggot. Self-preservation is an important skill to have. Knowing all the health and ammo locations in the map can improve your chances of survivability. This is where all the health ammo packs are located. Here are Suijin's points of interest. Most common places are bamboo buildings, temple tower, the calligraphy temples, the Far Islands, and the Maggot Base. These are the places where overload jumps can take you. When jumping from your base using a single overload, double overload, triple overload. Watch and learn, Maggot. Depending on the landing angle, you can sometimes have an opportunity to surf the roof. Another way of avoiding fall damage. When jumping from the Calligraphy Temple using a single overload, double overload, triple overload. This is just an approximation. I have jumped a little farther than these. It mostly depends on the timing and angle of approach with the first overload. Remember, jumping in a more vertical angle will almost always give you fall damage, so choose your angle wisely. When jumping from the Cliffside Temple using a single overload, double overload, triple overload. Try to jump to and from health and ammo packs so you can still continue jumping. An example from the Far Islands. No! Where is everyone? Loneliness. It eats at you from within. Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Stay tuned for part 2. Combat!